in this video I'm going to show you how to fix the Silver Cross Motion All Size 360 car seat harness when it is jammed, but not just when it's jammed, when your harness yoke, so the metal bracket, has actually been pulled through the harness slot and is on this side of the car seat, and you need to get it back through to the other side. So I'm going to show you how to do that, but first of all I'm going to show you how it happens. And generally, because one harness strap is being extended rather than both at the same time. Now, this is quite difficult to replicate, I find, but with a little bit of welly, I can replicate that problem. So we've got our harness yoke on this side, which quite clearly is not where it should be. So one way to get this through is to just kind of poke everything back through the harness slot, and sometimes that does work, and that can work if you lift your headrest a couple of notches as well. But quite often it's just much quicker and easier to just unhook everything and rethread it all through the back of the seat. So I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to bring this camera in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. So what I need to do is unhook strap number 1 and strap number 2, poke it all back through the seat and reconnect. So I'm going to take this one off first. It doesn't matter what order you do this in, just both harness straps need to come off, and you have it like so. First, this strap here is this one, so we need to pull this one back through. Now you might need, when you're pulling it back through, to just give that strap a little bit of help going back through. There we go, like so. At this point, if you haven't already, it's a good idea to buckle up your harness and make sure you've got no twists in this portion of the harness here, okay? So if you haven't already, once you've passed both of the straps through to the front of the seat, off the yoke, buckle up your harness, make sure there's no twists. Right, next thing we're going to do, you don't need to do this bit. I'm going to lift my headrest cover so you can see what I'm doing. You don't need to lift yours if you don't want to. Feel free if you do. And we're going to poke the yoke back through. Now this can be trickier than you'd think, and we're just going to pop it back through. It's quite difficult. I'm right-handed and I'm doing this with my left hand. I'm doing it with my right hand now. Let's see if I can do that any easier. So poke it back through. Sometimes as well, jiggling your headrest can really help get that back through onto the other side where it needs to be. And sometimes it's just incredibly stubborn, which is also fine. Let's try it in that way. There we go, that's better. Okay, so that's poked back through and you heard that good clang as it went. Now, your harness straps, once you've got your harness yoke back through, it can take a little bit of a while, so feel free to pause the video and just do that in however long that takes you. It's absolutely fine. Once your harness yoke is back through to the other side, we need to do the harness straps. So take the loop end, make sure there's no twists, and you just threading that back through the car seat shell like so. Okay, and again on the other side we're just threading this through as well. That one is done. So I'm going to bring my seat round and turn it into the side loading position. I recommend that you do this at this point as well. So put your seat in the side loading position, and I'm going to lower my camera so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing here. So here I have my harness yoke. So I'm going to bring that through and I'm just making sure that's straight and untwisted. And my harness strap should be behind this shell somewhere. So that was suspiciously easy. We've got one there, and then we have the other one here. Okay, and with your harness straps, you've got this gloss panel here and the seat shell, and you'll feel a metal bracket, and the harness straps pass between this gloss shell and, sorry, not a metal bracket, a metal bar. So between the metal bar that you can feel and the gloss shell, that's where your harness straps go. And just take a minute to check that they're all straight and not twisted as well. Okay, a little bit obsessive about having no twist in our harness here. but that's fine. So just give it a good check over. And now we just need to reconnect them. So bring your yoke up like so. Take harness strap number 1 and you're just threading that back on and making sure it's completely connected like so. You need to be able to see that gap. And on the next strap, we're doing exactly the same thing. Okay, and we're just giving it a good visual check to make sure that that's connected, that the webbing here is the same, so you'll see a stitch line on one side, it'll be smoother on the other, so make sure they're the same on both straps. And that is all connected now. Perfect. So that's your harness fixed, it's reconnected. What I am going to do is this needs to obviously feed back through, so pull your adjuster tail and you'll see that feeding through the base of the shell there. So just sort of guide that through just to make your own life easier more than anything. And then we can spin that back around. Don't worry about that web in there, that will be sorted in a second. So I'm going to pop the seat here, pop this here, lift this up. So your straps now, if we sort of sort all that out, this would have pulled all that slack through. We need to just cycle our harness to make sure that this now is operating smoothly. So press your adjuster button, both straps towards you simultaneously. And you're just doing that a couple of times to make sure everything is running smoothly, okay? Because we don't want to have had any twists in this harness when we've been reconnecting it. If there is any resistance and it doesn't feel like it's working properly, I disconnect it all again following the video and redo it and just really make sure everything's okay. So you can see, raise your headrest up to a higher position and that is fixed. So that is now fully resolved, and to avoid that in future, just make sure that when you're loosening the straps off your little one, it's both straps towards you at the same time. That will keep everything level and even, and that problem won't happen again with your car seat. I hope that helped.